The cold wind cut through the crowded marketplace as people rushed about, chasing bargains and haggling over prices. Amid the chaos sat a frail boy, barely 12, his face smudged with dirt, his clothes tattered, and his bare feet trembling against the stone pavement. He held out his tiny palm for coins, his hollow eyes scanning faces that turned away, pretending not to see him. He was just another beggar in the city, a shadow everyone ignored. But what no one knew was that fate had hidden in him a gift that could change lives. It was then that a sleek black car pulled up to the curb. The doors opened, and out stepped a man in a tailored suit, his shoes polished to a mirror shine. He was known across the city, Mr. Kabir Malik, a self-made millionaire, respected, admired, envied. But today, his face carried no pride, no smile, only a deep, unshakable sorrow. In his arms was his daughter, Aisha, 9 years old, delicate as porcelain, her legs limp, her eyes dull from months of pain. Doctors had declared she would never walk again. An accident had shattered her spine, and despite all the wealth, all the best hospitals, and all the top specialists, Kabir could not buy back his daughter's ability to stand on her own 2 feet. He carried her like fragile glass, protecting her from the pitying eyes of the world. As Kabir walked past the beggar boy, the child's voice rang out, soft, shaky, yet strangely certain. "Sir, I can make your daughter walk again." Kabir stopped. His heart clenched. His grip on Aisha tightened as he turned slowly, almost afraid of what he had heard. The boy's words pierced the noise of the market like a blade. Kabir looked down, disbelief and irritation flashing across his face. What kind of cruel joke was this? Doctors had failed, and yet a street beggar claimed he could do the impossible. "Don't play games with me, boy," Kabir snapped, his voice trembling with anger and hidden pain. "Do you know who I am? Do you know what you're saying?" The boy didn't flinch. His dark eyes glowed with a calm certainty far beyond his years. "I know," he whispered. "But please, just give me one chance. I can help her." Kabir wanted to walk away. He wanted to dismiss it as nonsense. But there was something in the boy's gaze, a quiet conviction that refused to be ignored. Against all logic, Kabir froze, torn between rage, grief, and the faintest spark of desperate hope. The boy's name was Arif. Life had robbed him of family and shelter, yet it had given him something rare. His grandmother, a healer from the old villages, had raised him with knowledge of forgotten remedies, secret therapies, and the power of faith and persistence. When she died, Arif was left with nothing but her teachings, and the burning will to heal others as she had healed him when he was sick. But who would believe a beggar? Who would trust a child with no home, no credentials, no certificate hanging on the wall? No one, until this moment. Kabir studied Arif for what felt like an eternity. His mind screamed impossible, but his heart whispered what if. Finally, with a heavy sigh, Kabir said, "If you're lying to me, if you're trying to give me false hope, I won't forgive you." Arif nodded solemnly. "I understand, sir. Bring her to the old shrine on the hill at sunset. Please, just trust me once." That evening, Kabir's driver drove them to the shrine, its crumbling stones bathed in the orange glow of dusk. Arif was already there, barefoot, kneeling in prayer. He had gathered herbs, oils, and a pot of steaming water, just as his grandmother had taught him. When Kabir set Aisha down, the little girl looked at the boy curiously. No one had spoken to her with such gentle kindness in months. She wasn't scared, she felt safe. Arif began his work. He massaged her legs with warm oils, pressing certain points with surprising precision. He whispered soothing words, not just to her body, but to her spirit. "You are stronger than your pain. Your legs are waiting for you to believe in them again." Kabir watched, torn between skepticism and wonder. For hours, Arif worked tirelessly, his young hands never faltering. The night grew cold, and Kabir's heart sank with each passing minute, convinced it was all a fool's hope. But then, Aisha's toes twitched. Kabir leaned forward, eyes wide. "Did you see that?" he gasped. Arif nodded, sweat dripping down his face. "She's responding. Don't lose faith." For the first time in months, Kabir's chest filled with a flicker of hope. The journey wasn't easy. Days turned into weeks. Every evening, Kabir brought Aisha to the shrine, and every evening Arif worked with relentless dedication. Some days there was progress, a small movement, a flicker of strength. Other days, there was nothing but tears and frustration. Kabir, who had once believed money could solve everything, now realized the limits of wealth. He was humbled by a child who had nothing, yet gave everything. Slowly, a bond grew between Kabir and Arif, between the millionaire and the beggar boy. But society wasn't kind. Rumors spread. The millionaire has lost his mind, people whispered. Trusting a street beggar with his daughter's life. Foolishness. Even Kabir's business partners mocked him, warning that he was throwing away his reputation. Still, Kabir pressed on. Let them laugh, he told himself. If there's even a chance my daughter can walk again, I will not stop. Then came the day. The shrine was quiet, the sky painted gold with dawn. Arif looked into Aisha's eyes and said softly, "Today, you will stand." He held her hands, guiding her gently. Her legs trembled. Kabir held his breath. Slowly, shakily, Aisha pushed herself upward. First to her knees, then her feet. For a moment, it seemed she would fall, but then, like a miracle, she took one step. Then another. Kabir's knees buckled as tears streamed down his face. He ran forward, arms outstretched, but stopped himself. This was her moment. Aisha, with trembling strength, walked into her father's embrace. The marketplace boy had done what the world's wealthiest doctors could not. He had given back life, hope, and faith. News spread like wildfire. The world that once mocked now bowed in awe. Kabir didn't just reward Arif with money, he gave him a home, education, and a future. But more than that, he gave him respect, telling everyone, never measure a person by their clothes, or their wealth, but by the size of their heart. Arif's journey didn't end there. With Kabir's support, he grew into a healer known across the nation. And Aisha, she never forgot the boy who gave her legs back. Together, they dedicated their lives to helping children who were told, it's impossible. The lesson. Miracles don't always come wrapped in riches or titles. Sometimes, they come from the most unexpected places. Like a beggar boy on the street. Never underestimate kindness, and never give up hope, no matter how impossible it seems. Speech balloon. Now it's your turn, dear viewers. What do you think about this story? Do you believe miracles can come from unexpected places? Share your thoughts in the comments, I would love to hear from you. And if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Be kind always for more inspiring stories like this one. Together, let's spread kindness and hope. Cherry Blossom.